are in the midst of Grotmas, and today we have the Chaos Space Marine Detachment. This is the Creations of Bile. This is a nice simple one. It's nice to see Creations of Bile come back. I feel like it was a bit of a fan favorite and a shame it wasn't in the main codex, but it's here as a Christmas gift. And speaking of Christmas gifts, this is all around Fabius Bile giving his gifts to his various infantry squads in this game. So we are looking at the experimental augmentations detachment rule, and what this allows you to do is roll a d6 on a table, and then you give the entire army an upgrade based on the roll. Now you can pick one of these if you want to, so you can be selective in terms of your list building, or you can roll 2d6 and you can get 2 results. If Fabius Bile is your warlord, you can re-roll either of those results, so you can maximize the potential of boosting up your army as far as you can. The first one is cholinergic accelerants, which you get on a roll of a 1, which gives you +1 to your attack characteristic for your entire army, as long as it's infantry, as long as it's not damned. The second one is hyperdrenal infusion, where you can add 2 inches to your move. We then have paraneural reactions, where you can improve the weapon skill by 1. Supracatenaceous detonation, which gives you +1 toughness, which I feel is my favorite. The last 2 is micro tensile sinews, you add 1 to your strength. And the last one is ophthalmic enhancement, which is +1 ballistic skill. So all of these have a place, but I feel like +1 toughness across your whole infantry army is pretty tasty. We're talking toughness 8 obliterators, we're talking toughness 7 possessed, toughness 6 terminators, toughness 5 chosen legionnaires. It all stacks up and it makes your army far more resilient. And because you're running mainly infantry and you're running maybe lots of small units, there's lots and lots of different ones for your army, for your opponent to pick off whilst you're zipping around, getting your secondaries, getting your primaries and all that kind of good stuff. Very interesting indeed. Moving on to the enhancements, the first one is surgical precision. This allows one of your characters to gain precision on their melee weapons, which is perfectly fine. We then have living carapace. You can put this on a Chaos Lord specifically, and you add 1 to the bearer's wounds, and they get a 5 up feel no pain. That's pretty tasty on any of the Chaos Lord flavors. I like that one quite a lot. We then have the Helm of All Seeing. This goes on any of your infantry characters, and it means that your opponent can't set up any reserve within 12 inches of the bearer, which is very nice indeed. And then finally we have Prime Test Subject. So you can put this on any infantry character, and this allows you to add 1 to the damage characteristic of your melee weapons, but on top of that you can also re-roll your hits. This one is quite expensive at 35 points, but there are some characters which do benefit from this quite a lot. Well, one I quite like is the March of Possession, because re-rolling hits is nice anyway, because with the Sacrificial Dagger you can get re-roll wounds, but also the D3 +1 is very nice indeed. Let's then move on to the stratagems. Monstrous Visages is the first one. This is 1 CP and it's done in your opponent's shooting phase, and once they've allocated your infantry unit as a target, you can subtract 1 from their hit roll. Always a winner. The next one is The Masters Are Watching. This one is 1 CP again. This is done in the fight phase after your unit's been selected as a target, and it basically gives you a 4+ fight on death. It's subtract 1 if it's a damned unit, but if you're running heavy hitting infantry, which you're likely to be in Creations of Bile, this is going to be used a lot, probably in every fight phase. Then we have Specimens for the Spider. This is 2 CP. This is also done in the fight phase and done on your infantry units. Until the end of the phase, each time this unit makes a melee attack that targets a character unit, you can re-roll the wound roll, which is pleasant. On top of that, if a character model was destroyed during this fight, you can pick an enemy unit within 6 inches of your unit and they must take a battle shock test. If you manage to kill the warlord on your opponent's army, then every unit within 6 must take a battle shock test. Kind of expensive for 2 CP, but with all of the potential build-ups, it's all right. Then we have Delayed Mutations. This is done in your command phase. It costs 2 command points, and you pick one of your infantry units. They then suffer D3 mortal wounds, because there must be prices to pay. But until the start of your next command phase, you can pick an additional augmentation for your unit to have. So you could have potentially up to 3 of these things. So 2 CP arguably is a lot, but if you have 3 of the different mutations, that unit is big, it's beefy, and it's full of vitamins. Diabolic Regeneration is the next one. This is also in the command phase on your infantry units. It costs 1 CP and it allows you to bring one of your models back from the dead. If it's a battle line unit, it's D3 models. It's fine. And finally, we have auto stimulants. This is 1 CP at the start of the charge phase, and it allows one of your units to charge after its advance. That is everything. It's quite an interesting one. It's not necessarily going to tear the competitive scene asunder, but it is nice to have a far more infantry-focused detachment for the Chaos Space Marines. There are ways you can make it very strong. If you run 3 units of 2 obliterators, for instance, all at toughness 8, they are big chunky units that need to be removed. If you're running lots of possessed at toughness 7 with the extra move, potentially an extra attack here and there if you wish to do that, it makes all of the okay infantry units far better. We're talking Havocs with +1 ballistic skill. We're talking Chosen with +1 to their weapon skill. It's very, very interesting indeed. So I think you can tailor a list and be very playful with how you make your army, and you could come out with something with lots of teeth, or maybe more teeth than you could ever imagine because of those enhancements. That is it. Chaos Space Marines are done. That is one more Christmas gift unwrapped from the Grotmas Advent Calendar. We'll be back tomorrow with another one. Stay tuned here for more of that, and head over to On Demand if you want to start seeing these detachments in action in battle reports. I've been Chaos Lord Beard, and I'll see you very, very soon. Enjoying today's video? Here's a quick look at what we've released this week for our On Demand members. These videos join a huge library of exclusive content that grows every week for our On Demand community. If you want instant access to all of these videos and more, head over to table.tactics.tv or download our app and sign up today. And currently, we have an introductory offer for new customers, so there's never been a better time to join On Demand.